Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Now, for decades, scientists have been warning that more and more of us will succumb to dementia. Tonight, though, a new scientific study has found a dramatic 20% drop in the number of new cases in Britain over the last 2 decades. So that means that around 40,000 fewer people each year will become sufferers than was expected on previous trends. Researchers say that it could be due to a generation of new men adopting healthier lifestyles. Our science editor, Tom Clark, has this.
The older we get, the greater our chances of developing some form of dementia. As the population as a whole ages, health experts had long predicted a steady increase in the rates of dementia nationwide. But this latest study shows that over the last few decades, rather than going up, dementia cases are actually falling. This latest research looks at the incidence of dementia, that's the number of new diagnoses, from the late 80s and early 1990s compared to today. And what it found was rather than the number of cases go up, they've actually fallen by about 20%. Now, the researchers are quick to say they don't know why. But their best explanation is that we're not just living longer lives, we're living healthier ones as well.
We know that smoking, we know that obesity, midlife obesity, we know that midlife hypertension, we know that physical inactivity, we know that diabetes, we know that lower educational attainment. All of these things are related to dementia in later life.
But the study's most remarkable finding is that the decline in dementia rates was almost exclusively confined to men. The comparison found that the incidence in women has hardly decreased, about 2.5%. But in men, the number of new cases of dementia has fallen considerably, about 40% less today than it was in the late 80s and early 90s. Why the difference? Again, we don't know, but it's possible well-known risk factors for dementia like smoking and heart disease were worse in men to begin with, but improved more over the decades covered by the study than in women, whose lifestyles remained similar. But only further research will tease out the underlying cause or causes. Taken overall, the findings mean we can expect fewer new cases of dementia today. If rates had remained the same as 20 years ago, by now we'd be expecting around 250,000 new cases a year. In fact, the new analysis finds the estimate to be more like 210,000. That's 40,000 fewer people diagnosed with dementia each year.
It's good news. What the research shows is that the numbers of people developing dementia this year are lower than we previously thought, but we must remember that the absolute numbers of people with dementia, that is people not just developing it this year but people currently living with it, is staying stable or indeed increasing slightly because of our ageing population.
What's more, if the decline in dementia is linked to lifestyle, those of us who are middle-aged now aren't necessarily living healthier than the post-war generation. Rates of obesity are on the rise, physical activity is lower. Given it's likely we'll still live longer, dementia will remain one of the biggest health challenges of our time.
Tom Clark reporting.
I've been getting